Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 6 a.m. in our new series, What is a Raindrop Anyway? If you've caught last week's sessions, we kind of started talking about a raindrop technique, what it's good for. Our last session, we really talked about spinal health. So if you missed that one, I highly recommend going back and catching it. It's really very interesting things there. So before we get started with the actual technique itself and the oils that go into a raindrop technique, there are actually a few important things to note. And I'm taking this from a CARE pamphlet. CARE is actually an acronym for the Center for Aromatherapy Research and Education. So CARE offers certification in raindrop technique, not that you have to be certified to learn how to perform the raindrop technique, but that is available if it's something you're interested in at some point. And they do a lot of really good training. All right, so according to CARE, the whole purpose of a raindrop is to stimulate every single organ, muscle, and bone of the body at a cellular level through the oils, supporting the immune system, bringing the body into structural and electrical balance, and enabling the release of toxins or dis-ease wherever they may be lodged, including those illnesses lodged in the mind and emotions. Raindrop is both an art and a science. CARE recommends that the raindrop is to be performed in silence. And that allows a couple of things. That allows the person receiving the raindrop to really process anything that might come up. And it allows the facilitator, so the person performing the raindrop, to really focus on what they're doing. Now, of course, there are times when you can't do it in silence, like if you're teaching someone, you have to talk. But in general, silence is actually recommended. So not even soft music, but just quiet. The person receiving the raindrop, of course, is the principal participant of the raindrop therapy, or not therapy, technique. This is basically self-healing, right? God created our bodies to heal themselves, and raindrop is just a method to help the body do what it was created to do. Now, this is interesting that the next point they mention, the maladies of the body and mind are in layers. And I've really seen this, especially with my own emotional healing, that people are like onions. Yes, I totally just quoted Shrek there. But people are like onions, and during any given raindrop session or whatever you are doing to go through this healing process, you're only going to be able to deal with what you're ready to deal with. So things will come up, and it could be from the past, it could be from the present, and you'll start dealing with that. And then as you do, you'll find that there's something deeper. So, yeah, people are like onions. They come in layers, and you can only deal with what you're ready to deal with. So you'll start with the more superficial layers, and then as you heal, you're usually ready to go deeper and deeper and deeper until full healing is achieved. The next point they mention is raindrop technique is a complete modality in and of itself that reaches to all levels of the body, mind, and emotions. So in other words, a raindrop in and of itself is complete. You don't have to add in, say, a visit to the chiropractor or anything like that afterwards. to get the full benefit of a raindrop. In fact, they mentioned that in doing things in addition to a raindrop, employing additional modalities at that time can upset that balance and reduce the healing potential. While acupuncture, allopathy, chiropractic, reflexology, and other therapeutic modalities can be enhanced when employed with essential oils, raindrop technique is generally best when done by itself. If needed or desired, other healing modalities can be applied later when the raindrop technique has had time to complete its work. So in other words, do a raindrop and then let yourself heal. Let yourself do whatever is going to be part of that raindrop without adding on a bunch of extra. Raindrop technique stimulates detoxification of the body. Can I get a witness? All right. Been there, done that. Therefore, it is crucial for the person receiving the raindrop to drink lots of water following a session, and not things like soda pop, coffee, or alcohol. You don't want to add in more toxins when you're already trying to flush. It's kind of the toxin flush is kind of similar to a deep tissue massage. If you've ever had one of those, afterwards you have to drink lots and lots of water to flush everything that was just moved around and come out of where it was being stored. So my mom gets deep tissue massages very frequently, and her very first one, she did not drink enough water afterwards, and she never made that mistake again because she felt miserable. So a raindrop is detoxifying in that same way. You have to drink lots and lots of water afterwards to really flush your system and everything that's coming out. Otherwise, you will be miserable. So definitely drink lots of water if you are receiving a raindrop. So raindrop technique can lead to healing. As we said, the body, God has designed it to heal itself. And this is one way to facilitate that self-healing. So, you definitely can see something. Now, as with anything, because the people are onions and they are only ready to deal with certain layers, it may take more than one raindrop session to see that self-healing come about, but it is possible. And I have heard some amazing stories. Tony DeWitt, but he gave an incredible testimony about his father who was dealing with MS and all of the lifestyle changes he made and everything, and how he was stuck in a bed. And after, I don't even know how long, but raindrop was part of the lifestyle changes that they made. But he had gone on this huge motorcycle ride, and it was amazing. So you should totally ask Tony about that story. It was awesome. But another thing Care mentions with a raindrop is strong emotional releases can sometimes occur. I have not personally experienced it, but I have heard of it happening with others. So we know that essential oils, of course, when you smell them, they go directly to the emotional center of the brain, because our sense of smell is connected directly to that region of the brain where our emotions are stored. The oils also go throughout the body, and we know that if we don't deal with those emotions, our body will store them. So it can even clean out that cellular memory that we have employed. So when the essential oils come in and start helping the body clean house, that stuff can come back up to the surface. It's okay if you need to cry during a raindrop. It is okay. Now that I have done. And of course, the benefits from a raindrop may not all be apparent right at first. Sometimes it takes a couple of days to really process things, and that's okay too. I remember when I got my raindrop from Missy when she was training me on how to do this. I had done it right before bed, so my bed smelled like raindrop for several days. It was quite nice. And just that's every time I smelled that smell, it just triggered something, and I found it very comforting. But now these oils are very potent and powerful when you're getting a raindrop, and they are usually very safe to apply neat or undiluted to the skin. But some people who may have a large amount of toxins in their system, especially like from body care products, might notice a rash. And this is not any kind of allergic reaction to the oils. It's actually a rapid detox. Because what happens is if your liver is a little overworked and can't detoxify the body quick enough, it will come out through the skin. And so what you would do is just apply a little, sorry, I'm looking for a word, V6 fatty oil. Anyway, a little fatty oil like coconut oil or olive oil or V6 oil to kind of help the body not absorb the oils quite so quickly and go into that rapid detox. And of course, anyone can do a raindrop. God is the one who provides healing. Anyone can learn how to help facilitate that healing. Raindrop is not difficult. It is not physically strenuous. Anyone can learn how to do it. Like I said, certifications are available, but you do not have to have a certification to provide raindrop to your family. So that was what I wanted to share this morning. In our next session on Thursday morning, we'll kind of look at the first step of raindrop, which is VitaFlex. And I'll kind of give you a little sneak peek on that. So kind of look at the feet chart there for VitaFlex. And that's kind of what we will be talking about on Thursday, because that is the first step. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning and for learning a little bit more about a raindrop, which to me is a very powerful tool that we have in our tool chest. And I have employed it in my home. If you caught last week's session, you know exactly how beneficial that has been to our family. So thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great one. Bye.